Wireless Dave Mann of the Man 58 Drone Videography. Today's video I'm going to demonstrate a long distance flight for the Autel Evo 2 Pro. As a pilot following FAA regulations, you should never allow the drone to leave your line of sight, but if you have observers stationed at appropriate locations, they can stay in contact with you. You're allowed to fly your drone out farther, because each of those observers then takes responsibility for monitoring the drone in flight. So setting up one of these long distance flights takes a lot of work. Also, I want to explain why long distance flights are so difficult to achieve. The farther you go out, the lower the angle that drone is above the horizon. For example, a drone that's at the FAA limit of 400 feet above takeoff point and is out 20,000 feet, the angle that that drone is above the horizon is about 1 degree. And if you went out the full 9 kilometers and were 400 feet high, the angle of that drone above level horizon is about 0.8 of a degree. That's the same thing as saying if the drone was 2,000 feet away from you, it would only be about 30 feet in the air. So most of my long distance flights have been out over open cow pasture land, where I am starting from an elevated position, the top of a hill, 30 to 35 feet tall, and then flying out over flat open countryside with no trees, even one-story buildings or anything within the first 2,000 feet, to ensure that when the drone gets out to 20,000 plus feet, there is no signal interference between the remote control and the antennas on the aircraft in the air. Thank you.
Start recording.
Drone video recording. Okay, so now we got that recording, the screen recording working. Gonna do an auto takeoff. Doesn't matter whether it's perfectly sunny, cloudy, every time I take off I get this GPS signal weak warning on my screen. It shows GPS signal strength at 3 bars out of 5, but it also showed that even on a perfectly sunny day. So I don't know if that means I have an issue with my GPS sensor in the drone, or that's just the way it is. Alright, 114 feet up. I'm going to take my elevation up now. It's 300 feet. keep it under the FAA Recommended 400-foot maximum. Very beautiful. I just love this open countryside. You can go out miles here, and it varies between cow pastures and forest areas, some rivers and creeks. Just an amazing place to do some long distance flying. So before I get too far out, I'm going to make sure I got all my displays turned on so I can keep track of my RC signal strength, which is 5 bars out of 5 right now, and my live video signal strength, which is also 5 bars out of 5. My antennas are pointed downwards, actually straight into the ground, so that the wide flat surfaces the antennas are parallel to each other, and the wide flat surfaces are pointing out directly at my drone. Realizing that the farther you get out, the angle above the ground becomes shallower and shallower, so keeping the antennas pointed straight down at the ground is probably the best position. So we're 7,800 feet out, 80% on remaining drone battery life, 91% on the remote control battery, and unfortunately I'm up below 50% of my iPhone because of the previous flight and having the screen brightness so high. I've got the map display up in the upper left-hand corner. When you are in the mode where the map is in a little thumbnail up there, it actually keeps the drone centered in that thumbnail. But when you go to full screen on the map view, it does not keep the drone centered. It will fly off the screen. So you have to scroll the screen with your finger and pinch in, pinch out as needed to explore the map. All right, 10,000 feet out, 74% on drone battery, 91% remote control battery.
Video link signal is weak.
And here we go again. Video signal weak at 12,185. I'm still showing 4 out of 5 bars though. Maybe that it gives you that message just to let you know every time. Now it's back to 5 bars. Back to 4 bars. Just to let you know the signal strength is changing. But we'll see how far we get. I have no enhancements on the antenna, no parabolic reflectors or anything. Now I'm 14,000 feet out and I'm back to having 5 bars of signal strength on both the RC and the live video signal. So that weakness was probably due to interference from some local Wi-Fi, etc. See if I can get to 20,000 feet. I'm 46%. That's going to be my limit. There it is, 20,000 feet. Now I'm just going to reverse course. So I'm not changing the antenna positions on the drone relative to the RC, just going to fly backwards now.
Low battery.
Already flying backwards. Okay, it's gone into auto return mode. Which is fine. I wanted to come home anyway. And it's doing this because of low battery. It's calculating that I have just enough to come back, so good. I got that after I started coming back. And it is returning straight home. You can see that on the map, on the live video screen. It's maintaining the height it was at, the elevation 391 feet. $17,500 feet out. Alright, so good. Even with the drone now rotating 180 degrees and facing me, I still have never lost signal. I'm back up to 4 bars on video signal strength. Coming back at 22.3 miles an hour. I have it in the standard flight mode, so all obstacle recognition is on at this point. And that may be consuming more battery power, so I may want to turn that off. Okay. Below 10,000 feet, still have 27% battery, so I should be in good shape.